Hip-hop. It has been a popular genre since the 70s in Brooklyn, New York. It has consumed our thoughts, the way we act, and the way we dress. Hip-hop is more than just music. It is a part of you. So I ask you, when did you fall in love with hip-hop?
I fell in love with hip-hop roughly around between 83 and 85.
Clap your hands, everybody, if you got what it takes. Cause I'm Curtis Blue and I want you to know that these are the break.
But it was somewhere either the Fat Boys, Run DMC, or Curtis Blow. And it was, things that the music that young folks at the time was listening to. It engaged me unlike any other thing that I had before.
Keith Murray, he's one of my favorite artists because he's lyrically divine. Okay, I put it to you like that because he's actually taken time to perfect his craft and understand his message to the people.
There was only 4 rap albums made in 84, 85. It was LL, KRS-One, Run DMC, Rakim.
Hearing those beats and those driving rhythms and the words and the power behind those words and the passion, that's what I fell in love with.
From the beat to the bass to the bump, hip-hop will make you feel. But where did hip-hop come from? Some may say jazz, and some may say African beats. The answer is both.
My parents didn't play that bumpy bump mess, man. My parents were strictly jazz, blues, and rhythm and blues.
Jazz inspires music in general. Jazz players are the coolest cats in the world.
Hip-hop is always in us. It was in the first Africans when the first drum was ever played. Because hip-hop is drumming, it's kicking drum.
Everything's the drum.
It's everything the drum.
The drum was created as a replication of the heartbeat and pulse. So that's the center of African life. It wasn't until hip-hop came into play that drum-centered culture was brought back to the forefront.
East Coast versus West Coast. Biggie versus Tupac. The two produced classical hits, but when their feuds split the two, it created a gap between both coasts.
They both have a huge impact on the game. But I feel Biggie more than Tupac because I can relate more to Biggie.
To all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to
a city boy is going through it, just trying to make it. That's what I'm trying to do.
I used to hear cats talk about, yeah, man, East Coast this, West Coast that. I'm like, man, don't none of us on the land.
Two of my favorite artists of all times lost their lives in the hip-hop industry. Tupac, Biggie Smalls.
They talked about death so much.
My every move is a calculated step to bring me closer to embrace an early death. Now there's nothing left.
It was bound to happen. That's when I realized what come out your mouth means something, yeah.
Hip-hop is a representation of something new. A new style, a new look, a new era. And this new era was female MCs.
If I had to pick an absolute favorite, I would say MC Lyte. I mean, she is a trailblazer. You cannot contend with somebody who stepped in the game, kept her clothes on, had tight lyrics, had passion behind the lyrics, and still has a career.
I don't know, like Lauryn Hill just resonates with me because she talks about everything and she's been through it all.
She was better than 80% of the guys that was rapping. But when she came out with her solo project, she was singing. So, now you ask people about Lauryn Hill, they say she a singer. And it was like the young girls who were, impressionable at that time, the only images that they had was Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim.
Honestly, women rapping about, their sexuality and the things that they like to do, I think that's what hip-hop is about. Hip-hop is about your life. If I feel like rapping my neck, my back, that's what I feel.
Women are complex beings, and that they come from a woman. And so essentially, if you remember where you came from, whether you liked her, loved her, didn't know her at all, she still gave you life.
Hip-hop has always been consumed by African-American artists, with the exceptions of Eminem, Mac Miller, and the Beastie Boys. But is white supremacy trying to take over hip-hop, even without talent?
Eminem has definitely made his mark in hip-hop, even though he's not black. But what I have a problem with is when people try to front, and I'm not talking about Eminem, I'm more so talking about Iggy and Macklemore.
I don't like Iggy. But it's not because she's a white female rapper. I don't like Iggy because she is not a good rapper.
He's from point with a piece of joint, gotta twist his beat, I'm spring my joint, straight crack back, one to the back, who know to the rank, till you know.
10 years ago, they didn't recognize us on the Grammy, even though they recognized us, who won the hip hop category. At one time, you didn't see black people on any of the categories, and now the categories are there, but you still don't see us on the category. Macklemore or whoever else.
That Good Kid, Mad City is a classic. I listen to that album, and if I don't listen to that album every day, I listen to at least 2 songs from the album every day because that's how real that album was. It was to the T for me, and I just feel like that was very disrespectful. Macklemore.
I love the young cats, you know, whether it's Bobby Shmurda or Dej Loaf or whoever it is, you know, because you ain't got no life, you know what I'm saying? Ups in the ice, yeah, we do it every night.
There is no doubt that hip hop has changed. It has broken off into different genres, from trap music to lyricists to conscious rappers. This is called the new hip hop.
When you have different artists such as Young Thug, you know, it's like a hype movement, and with the hype movement, it's not certainly geared towards drugs or alcohol, it's just geared towards a good time.
My style of music is more of like a trap music, but mainstream.
It's not all about trap, Molly music. Sometimes you actually have to rap, because Kendrick, and he's making people rap.
Hip hop is a culture and rap is the music of that culture. But all rap is not the same. You know, we got intellectual rap, you got trap music, you got, you know, sexual music, but all of these things are necessary. And when it started in the 70s, I don't even think that they knew that this was going to happen to this genre that they created, you know, in New York.
So, when did you fall in love with hip hop?
First, fell in love with hip hop.
I fell in love with hip hop with Jay-Z. Girls. That song was the first song I was like, yo, hip hop is the truth. I love rap.
I remember I used to always vote for the Lil Wayne and Hot Boys video at Run Time. Bling Bling came out. Changed my whole life.
Lil Bow Wow, when he was Lil Bow Wow.
Mace, Biggie, and Puff Daddy.
Radio by LL Cool J, because he was just basically talking about a radio, but it was just how he described it and how he explained how much it meant to him in his life to have his radio next to his side. It's like, wow, that is really that important to you.
When you ask the question, when did you fall in hip hop? I always tell people you can't fall in love with yourself. You find yourself.
It's just been one of those things where like hip hop has been a soundtrack of my life.
Hip hop. From the 70s to the 2000s, it has changed. Whether you love or hate the change, you will always respect it because hip hop will always be within you. Now I ask you once more, when did you fall in love with hip hop? Better yet, when did you realize that hip hop was a part of you?
Shot for the head, shot right when he mixed up. Looked around for him from expectation. She decided he hit from the subway station, but she was coming and he made a left. He was on the top speed.
Still in my ass video video.